All right, a quick video to do an overview of the classic touch panel sensor with hand wave sensor and privacy locking. So in a lot of cases, you would have one on the inside and one on the outside of a door. So I've marked this one in just so we can know the distinction. The keypads are the touch panels are exactly the same. It's just the difference in what happens inside of the main controller. So I've got a control box here. I've got a motor here just to show what happens when you push the buttons. So this is version 9. When you turn on the power, you'll see some beeps, and the beeps will correspond with the software version. So that way you'll know if you see a blinking light 9 times on power up and you hear 9 beeps. And then if it goes to version 10, it'll be 10 beeps and so forth. So that's how we know what version software it is. Okay, so features main toggle control button. Main toggle control button is at the top. It's the large area at the top. You touch that, the door moves from one extreme to the other. So wherever the door is, it moves to the other side, okay? Left, right, incremental move button. So here, if you wanted to position the door somewhere and stop it, you could move the button you could touch the button. Wherever you let your hand up is where the door stops. So in other words, if you wanted to position the door anywhere in between full extremes, you can do it with those buttons. Okay, and in the software, we can change the direction of these. Sometimes the direction may not be correct for the door because we don't know how the door is going to be relative to this keypad. That can be changed in software. Okay, lock button. So privacy locking, this is not a deadbolt, but if the power is on, the motor does a really good job of holding the door still, so somebody usually wouldn't just casually walk into a bedroom, restroom, other room or an office or something like that. So if you press the lock icon, it changes from green to red, and it changes on both inside touch panel and outside touch panel. So then if you were to touch the outside touch panel, it doesn't work. If you touch the inside touch panel, it unlocks the door, and now you're back up and running. Now you can lock the door from the outside. So see, I just locked the door from the outside, but now 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. To unlock the door from the outside, I have to press it 7 times, okay? And from the inside, it's just 1 time. So lock it, unlock it, lock it, unlock it. And as you can see, the red LED is changing on both sides, okay? Now, there's a hand wave sensor. Well, let's go down the list. Hand sensor enable button, okay? That's up here in the top right-hand corner. You have a hand wave sensor in the unit, so you can wave your hand. I'm just waving my hand within a number of inches from the screen, and it moves the door. The sensor is right here. If you want to turn off the sensor, it's not really a button, but it's touch that LED, and you can probably see that it's going from LED on to LED off. Now, hand sensor enable button. That hand sensor state is saved. So if you turn it off, every time you turn the power on and off to the system, it comes back up in that state. You don't have to turn the hand wave sensor on and off every time if the power goes off. Let's see, logo button to change settings. So here's the logo. If you hold the logo for 3 seconds, you enter into a mode called turn off LEDs, okay? So there are LEDs on here. These LEDs are on, these LEDs are off. At nighttime, if this is in a bedroom and it's on a wall that you might be looking at, the LEDs could be annoying. And if you want them off, it's very simple. That turns them back on, hold the logo 3 seconds, back off, on again, okay? Now when they're on, if you touch the touch panel, the LEDs flash. Let me see if I can show a better example of that. Maybe you can see the LEDs flashing on the screen. If you turn off the LEDs at night, they will flash on to show you that you did something, so that way you have some user feedback that you actually did something. Okay, so let's turn it back on. Okay, let's show you cleaning mode. So these are polycarbonate designed to replicate the glass versions that I used to make. The glass chipped really easy, scratched really easy. Polycarbonate doesn't break. It doesn't scratch easily either. The only thing is just like the glass, identically to the glass, it would accumulate fingerprints if you're going to be touching it. So to clean it, you could just wipe a clean t-shirt or something over it, or a paper towel, but your door may move in the process, right? So as you're moving it, you may see the door move. So what I came up with was, if you were to touch the logo, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it enters into a mode where you could, it's flashing, press the lock button. I don't know if you can hear this beeping, but it starts flashing, allowing you time to clean the sensor, and it speeds up at the end, and then it exits. And now you're back where you were before, okay? So it's just a method called cleaning mode where you can clean the face of this thing, and it shuts down all of the buttons. It shuts down the hand sensor, I think for 10 seconds approximately. Same for the outside. Both touch panels have the exact same features. If you wanted to turn off the beeping is not very loud, but I'll just show you how. If you wanted to not have beeping every time you touched it or waved your hand over it, touch the logo 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times, touch the left arrow, and now from then on you don't have beeping, and that is stored. So turn off beeping is stored. Press the logo 5 times, it enters into a settings mode where you can see the buttons flashing or the LEDs flashing. Touch the left arrow here, which is the left arrow. Now, if you want to turn the beeping back on, just do the same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's flashing, telling you're in settings mode. Touch the left arrow. Now, you may not be able to hear that, but now you can hear the beeping. All right, so I think we covered everything. The sensor enable, I think we talked about that. That's the LED at the top to tell you the sensor is enabled or disabled. What else? Logo button, lock button. I think that's pretty much it. Only use a clean t-shirt or a clean paper towel. I don't suggest spraying a lot of liquid on this. Only spray Windex, and just for a short duration. Don't leave Windex, don't leave any liquid on it. It will affect the performance. If you leave a cleaning solution on it for a long period of time, you could smudge the surface. And if you notice, the surface is just like glass, but because it's polycarbonate, if you left something on it that was a harsh chemical or a cleaning agent, you could disturb the surface, okay? I think that is it. One thing I would mention is this is an old control board, but I'm using it for a demo. If you touch something here, on the screen, you're going to see what happens. Touch panel B, open, close. Let's touch this one. Touch panel A, open, close. So A and B, the distinction is on the inputs. Like I said, this is an older board, but this is touch panel A input, touch panel B input. So when you see touch panel B, open, close, that's touch panel B, open, close button. If I were to touch the left arrow, touch panel B left arrow, touch panel B right arrow, touch panel B lock, okay, and I just pressed the lock. So we could press the lock again, and the same happens over here. So if you're trying to diagnose, or if you want to see the result of what you're touching on your control box, whatever you touch will appear on here if it's connected and enabled, okay?